You know what separates someone who seems brilliant from someone who seems average? It's not their IQ. It's not how many books they've read. It's not even their education. It's something way simpler than that. And once you understand it, you can start using it today. I'm going to show you 4 mental shifts that make people look at you differently. These aren't tricks or hacks. They're ways of processing information that make you sharper, faster, and way more impressive to everyone around you. Let's get into it. They think in systems, not events. Here's where most people mess up. Something bad happens and they react to that one thing. Their car breaks down and they think, why does this always happen to me? They gain 5 pounds and think, I have no self-control. But sharp people see things differently. They don't see isolated events, they see systems. Your car didn't just randomly break down. You've been skipping oil changes for 6 months. You've been ignoring that weird noise. The breakdown isn't the problem. Your maintenance system is the problem. You didn't gain 5 pounds because you're weak. You gained it because you keep junk food in the house, you eat while watching TV, and you skip breakfast so you're starving by noon. Your eating system needs fixing, not your willpower. When you start thinking in systems, everything changes. You stop blaming yourself and start fixing the real issue. You stop reacting and start preventing. That's what makes someone look intelligent. They fix root causes while everyone else is just putting out fires. Ask yourself this: what's one problem you keep having over and over? Now ask, what system in my life is creating this problem? Fix the system and the problem disappears. They embrace I don't know. Most people think smart means having all the answers. So when someone asks them something they don't know, they panic. They make something up. They change the subject. They pretend they knew all along. But actually, intelligent people do the opposite. They say, I don't know. And then they say something powerful, but I can find out. Or what do you think? Here's why this works. When you admit you don't know something, people trust you more. They think, if this person is honest about what they don't know, they're probably honest about what they do know. Plus, saying I don't know keeps you curious. The moment you pretend to know everything, you stop learning. Your brain shuts down. But when you admit gaps in your knowledge, you stay sharp, you stay interested. Next time someone asks you something you're not sure about, try this. That's a great question. I'm not sure, but here's what I think might be true. See how much smarter you sound when you're honest instead of defensive? They ask, what would have to be true for this to work? This one is a game changer. Most people hear an idea they don't like and immediately shoot it down. That won't work. That's stupid. We tried that before. Smart people ask a different question. What would have to be true for this to work? Someone suggests a crazy business idea. Instead of saying no, they think, what conditions would need to exist for this to be successful? Maybe it needs a different market. Maybe it needs better timing. Maybe it needs a small adjustment. Someone gives them feedback they don't want to hear. Instead of getting defensive, they ask, what would have to be true for this criticism to be valid? Maybe they're missing something. Maybe there's a blind spot. This question does something magical. It keeps your brain in problem-solving mode instead of defense mode. It helps you find solutions instead of excuses, and it makes you look incredibly mature and thoughtful. Try it this week. When you hear an idea you don't like, pause and ask yourself, what would have to be true for this to work? You'll be shocked at how much smarter your responses become. They steal time back with not now. Here's something most people never figure out. Smart people aren't smarter because they do more. They're smarter because they protect their attention. Most people say yes to everything. Someone sends them a message, they reply immediately. Someone asks for help, they drop everything. Something pops into their head, they do it right away. Their brain is constantly interrupted, constantly scattered. But sharp thinkers use 2 words like a superpower. Not now. Not no, not never, just not now. Someone messages them while they're focused, let me get back to you in an hour. Someone wants to meet, I'm available tomorrow at 3. Something pops into their head, they write it down and handle it later. They're not being rude, they're being intentional. They know that when you protect your focus, you get smarter. Your brain goes deeper. You see connections other people miss. You solve problems faster. And here's the best part. When you finally give someone your attention, you give them your full attention, which makes you more helpful, more impressive, and way more valuable. Start practicing this today. When something demands your attention, ask yourself, does this need to happen right now or can it wait? Most of the time it can wait, and when you batch your tasks like this, you'll get twice as much done in half the time. Here's what this all means. You don't need to be born brilliant. You don't need a genius IQ or a PhD. You just need to think differently than most people. Think in systems, not isolated problems. Be honest when you don't know something. Ask what would have to be true instead of saying no. And protect your attention like it's your most valuable asset. Most people won't do this. They'll keep reacting, pretending, and spreading their attention thin. But if you practice these 4 mental shifts, people will start seeing you differently. They'll ask for your opinion. They'll trust your judgment. They'll wonder how you got so sharp. And the truth is, you didn't get smarter, you just started thinking smarter. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one of these 4 shifts, just one. Maybe you want to start asking what would have to be true, or maybe you want to practice saying not now to protect your focus. Pick one and focus on it this week. Don't try to change everything at once. Real growth happens one habit at a time. And if this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I make videos like this every week to help you think clearer, act smarter, and build a better life. Drop a comment below and tell me which mental shift you're going to try first. I read every comment and I love seeing your progress. Remember, you're not trying to become someone else. You're just trying to think a little differently. And that's all it takes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.